My wife sent me out to get her a Butterfinger Blizzard. This is back in April. So I'm in the drive-thru, and it's a long line. I don't know if you've been up there, like during COVID, the line is just wrapped around the building. So I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and I get up to the window, and I have my wallet, and I go to pay, and the young man at the window has the Blizzard there, and he doesn't hand it to me, like, you know how they, that thing? He didn't do that to me. He looks at me and he says, "Sir, actually, it's free today." I said, "Really? Why?" And he goes, "Well, that car in front of you just paid for yours." I'm like, "What? Is Pastor Greg up there?" It wasn't him. And I'm and I'm looking to see if I recognize the car or if I know the person that did it, and they're pulling away. I'm like, I don't even know him. I said, "Wow, that's super nice." And he goes, "Well, actually," he said, "this has been going on quite a while. That was the 6th person in a row to pay for the person behind them." And he just waited. He just paused like that. And I looked up in my rearview mirror, and there's a Suburban behind me. And I said, "How much is theirs?" He looks at the cash register and says, $39.95. And I said, "Well, I guess it's ending here. Thank you so much." And I took the Blizzard and I went home. Now, before you judge me too much today, I did do that, and I did it with a clear conscience. I want you to know, I technically probably had that money in my account, but I wasn't sure that was the best way to spend $40 on a Suburban full of people that want ice cream. But whatever the decision is, and however you view me right now, just set that aside for a minute, and let me share with you something I did learn in that experience. I left there and it dawned on me. You ever have an experience like that, like a physical experience that teaches you a spiritual truth, So I'm pulling out of Dairy Queen, actually excited that I got it for free, because my wife's always looking for bargains. And I pull out, and all of a sudden, it dawns on me, do you know, I have the ability to either stop a blessing or continue a blessing. And it just was so big in my spirit at the moment, like I actually have the ability to allow God's blessings to flow through me and continue. I could have been the 7th car. I wasn't, but I could have been. Or I have the ability to stop it right there. And there are things in our life. God is full of blessings. I don't know if you know this, but God loves to bless. Like He's really in the business of blessing. And our lives are full of blessing. And if you don't think they are, just take a moment today and think through your life. And I'm sure you will find that God has blessed you. And if you still can't, then call me. I'd be happy to point out some things that maybe you're not seeing. God has a way of blessing us. But in that time of blessing, although because of His grace, He blesses us in times that we don't deserve it, that's exactly what grace is. There are times that we make decisions that kind of cut off the flow of God's blessings in our life. And yet, we really should be open to express His blessings and pass them on to the next person. Don't you think? So I'm going to have a couple pictures put up on the wall here. We are conduits. The name of the message today is Blessing Conduit. Now, a conduit is some sort of vessel that carries, in this sense, we'll look at it as water. So it's like a pipe in this particular illustration. It's a pipe, and it carries water from one source to another source. So a hose could even be a conduit where you hook it up to your house there, and it's gonna come out over here so you can wash your car. Let's look at a couple others. These are just examples. This is a big conduit. Some conduits are above ground. Some conduits are underground. But the purpose of the conduit is to carry that water from point A to point B. Now, I want you to get this picture in your mind because I want you to realize that God has created you to be a conduit of His blessings.